Yes, it did. And I was like, why? Why?
What's happening? What's happening, everybody? Happy Thursday to you. It's one day closer. It's the day before the weekend. That's what it is right here in Houston right now in this hot weather, man. I hope everybody's having a beautiful day, a great day. Man, I've had a long day myself this morning. Been crazy. I'm in the studio. My man Vincent, my producer, in the building. Always out over here helping us out, man, each and every day with doing all this great work. Y'all notice we got all this new intro music and things like that. So definitely glad to have it and glad to be a part of it, man. This is the Cutting Edge. I'm your host, Al Roundtree, aka Tree, aka Mr. Social Baby, man. I'm sorry I just started diving in, y'all, because I just been having a crazy morning, man. Crazy morning, man. I gotta share with y'all. Like today, I went down to the DPS office to get a little certification on my license, a little motorcycle. I took a motorcycle class. I was a little excited about it and did it and, passed the class and all that. So I want to go down and make sure I got my license together for when, I get a bike or whatever and put my thing together and go down there. They give you an appointment because of all the COVID stuff. Everything's been shut down. So you got to make an appointment, right, to go to the driver's license office. And I've been down there. I take the appointment. I made an appointment like almost a month and a half ago. About 6 weeks ago, I made the appointment to get down there. There's a long line of people, and everybody's down there, and it's crazy. And I'm thinking, well, I got an appointment, right? Like you make an appointment, but 8 o'clock, only to find out there's a line going around the corner, man. Like it just didn't make sense to me. And then it took me 2 hours to get to be seen. I'm like, wait a minute. So you mean I made an appointment to go down here and have the same experience I would have had if y'all was just open on the regular hours? Like, that don't even make sense to me. I'm like, man, this don't even make no kind of sense whatsoever. They snake around and all along. So I'm in the line, and at the beginning of the line, they telling me straight up, hey, they checking your temperature, right? You got to wear a mask. You got to do all this stuff. And I'm doing it. I'm all part of the process, and they giving you a thing to get in, like a little one of them club things. They give you the wrap they put around the wristband. They give you the wristband, the color wristband they give you when you go into the club, right? The ones that make sure you can't skip the line or you ain't coming here on the wrong night, So they give you the one color, and they give you the wristband to go in and all this stuff. And they started taking your temperature. They got the line organized to go over here, go over there. Why are you here, sir? Is the question that I get asked. Go over here. So I tell them why I'm there to get the certification, and they're like, oh, okay, great, we're going to take your vision, we're going to do this, okay, great. So then I go sit down, for like that process, the whole line journey took about 45 minutes to an hour. So then when I finally get in, they took my vision, that part was quick and easy, okay, great. So then they tell you to sit down and wait. So I'm thinking I'm going to wait another 30 minutes and I will be done, right? No. I don't know what it is, but it seems like, man, I don't know what it is about going to some public servant type departments, man. Why is it that that's always the worst experience? Like, why? Like, who? Somebody needs to go in and handle management, customer service, something. I just do not understand that for the life of me. Anyway, I go and wait another hour in there, just sitting there waiting until finally I had to go grab somebody and say, hey, man, my appointment was at 8 o'clock. I've been here since 7:30 this morning. And the lady was like, it was 9:30 at this point. The lady was like, you know what, sir, just come on. and just pulled me in front, no line, skipped everybody, whatever. And finally, I was seen. I was seen by this lady who could tell by the look on my face, the attitude, my whole energy was thrown off. And she was like, "How you doing this morning?" I'm like, "Man, I'm She's like, "Well, listen, I just got here." I'm like, "Yeah, I know it's not your fault, but you part of the process." But I'm trying not to take it out on her. So I didn't, and she took another 20 minutes to get my paperwork, all to tell me at the end, "Hey, you need your birth certificate." What? So you mean to tell me I've been in line for 2 hours? 2 hours. Only to get up here to wait another 30 minutes for you to help me out, for you to tell me I got to go home to go get another piece of paper to make this happen right now? Oh, no. Listen, y'all might not know me like that. I try to be a patient man. I try. God ain't through with me yet. He working on me, right? V, I'm telling you, man, he working on me. But that was a real struggle, dude. Like, I had to prime myself and put myself in check. Like, I found myself like, okay. Because the lady was like, "Oh, I know you're upset." She was like, "It's not me. I promise you it's not me." They got all that real ID stuff that they're doing now. I don't know if you guys know that with your licenses and all this stuff. It kind of shows you, to me, tells us a little bit about where we're headed. You know what I mean? If you know what I mean. But they got all this real ID stuff that you got to have that star on your license and all of this stuff now, right? And I have the star on my license, but they wouldn't take that. So I don't know. Do you have that on your license right now, V, or what?
Yeah, I got it on my license.
You do? Now have you gone down? See, now you're pretty young, so you probably been to the DMV way before me recently, in recent years. I hadn't had to be there in about 8-9 years. So, so did you give them like all kind of extra identification information or what?
Well, see here, I haven't been. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna say this on the air. I haven't been to the DMV in over a year.
Okay.
Me, I'm driving right now. I got expired tags right now.
Oh, you driving? He out here dirty.
I'm out here.
He out here dirty.
I went and got my. I avoid the DMV at all costs. I'm always waiting in line.
Yes.
I'm a very patient. Everyone knows I'm very patient. Yeah. I'm very laid back. I'm very chill. But a place like the DMV brings out the worst in me.
Why is it that though? Why does it seem like every public service, or like the DMV, or any offices that the government runs, why is it that the experience from a customer service standpoint always the worst? Can anybody tell me? I would love to know.
It almost feels intentional though.
It does. Like, callers, if anybody got an experience you want to share it with us, please call in at 281-587-1540. That's 281-587-1540. We'd love to hear your experiences at the DMV or any other government entity. Like, this is crazy. I mean, I'm like you. I'm like, if I can avoid it, now I'm glad that they got these services online. They can send you stuff. You can get a lot of stuff renewed, what have you. I'm with you. I haven't been in, like I said, in about 8-9 years or longer. And I don't even want to go back now. I'm like, 2.5 hours just for you to tell me that I need another piece of paper. Are you serious right now?
Yeah.
Like, oh, dude, oh, man, boy, you talking about somebody was hot.
Absolutely. I mean, I got to take care of mine. They told me, well, I can do everything online. I was like, that's great.
Yeah.
Because there was no way I was going to wait in line. And I was going to keep riding dirty until God decided, maybe we're going to do something about it.
Enough is enough already.
But it's a good thing they offer it online now.
Yeah.
Oh, man, this is...
Folks out here riding dirty intentionally just because they don't want to stand in line at the DMV. Like, that is crazy. That is crazy. Why should that be our experience, man? I remember the show Martin, when Martin was at the DMV, and he had the worst experience, man. So, I had a friend of mine who was joking about that earlier, but it's just the worst, man. It's just the worst. COVID, I don't even understand how I thought having the appointments would really make it better. That's really what I was thinking. Everybody has to make an appointment.
I mean,
so
that makes sense, yeah.
So to me, if you want to have an allotted number of appointments, per time frame for every 30 minutes or whatever it is, and maybe it's only 50 appointments, 25 or something like that. But so to me, I'm thinking people are gonna be able to move in and out, right? Like it's gonna be a quick process, a seamless process. But no, leave it to the DMV for it to still be the same thing. Like, no, it would make no sense. I should have just went like I normally would do if I'm ever going to the DMV. If I know I'm going, I don't know about y'all, but if I'm going, I already put it in my head. Man, go super, super early. Be the first one there. And I try to go to ones that, like a small joint that a lot of people are not going to be at. And I try to be the first one there. Like, I got this one. I can't tell y'all where it's at none because I don't want nobody else showing up. But I got one that I'll go to about 7:30 in the morning. They open at 8. Be the first one, first 2, 3 in line. Boom. So as soon as 8 o'clock hit, boop, you right in there. You in, you out 10 minutes. Right? Like I set myself up mentally for those type of experiences.
My mom gave me that advice one time to go super early. And I get it. Like, and it didn't work for me. Which is one of the reasons that turned me out to it, because I guess everyone else had that same idea. It was like early in the morning.
It still was a line.
The line was already outside the building.
Yeah.
I was like, you gotta be kidding me. What I gotta do, to be legal.
Yeah.
And so it was, every time I've gone to DMV, I've had a bad experience. It's always one thing or another. Even if I'm like early and I'm in there, it's always something going on in there, like attitudes.
Yeah,
people
absolutely.
I'm sitting next to sick people. It's always something going on. I'm like, yo, this can't.
It's always a journey going into.
And then now we're in a pandemic, and you want me to like
Yeah. So you know it's gonna be worse.
Yeah, it's
you know it's gonna be worse.
I just avoid it at all costs.
Wow. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. That truly was an experience for me, and I still got to go back. But fortunately, I was able to gather myself and get my mind together before I went and spoke with the manager, because sometimes I've learned that when you're trying to get things handled, it's not the best to go in there with that attitude. You coming out with raw emotion. So I was able to channel my inner anger and my frustration. I was proud of myself, a little pat on the back. And I talking to the manager, I just really expressed to her, like, listen, lady, like, I'm really frustrated right now. I've been here two and a half hours only to be told I need to go get some more documentation, when y'all could have told me that when I was standing in line. Like, you could have told me that when I first walked up and y'all first took my temperature, I would have been out the door and back, and only, and now you telling me this. So to me, I just thought that was crazy, man. I just, it really was crazy. But anyway, I digress. I mean, that was my day thus far. It started my morning out before I could even, get in and get my mind ready to come on the air with you fine folks and spend this time with my man V. But it really was crazy, man. So, but I'm glad it's over, and but I got more to go to. But she was able, from that conversation, she was like, listen, sir, we're going to try to get you taken care of. So I tell you what, when you come back, you only have to wait in line. Just mention my name, skip everybody. Just tell them that I told you to come through. I'm like, you know what? That's what I'm talking about.
That's that VIP treatment.
Exactly.
I would say that's what I need. Like, if I got that kind of like customer service, I would be at the DMV on the regular. It's like, oh, what? Update what?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be there.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I would love to hear more about y'all experiences at the DMV, or any other government entity, public office, or what have you. Call us at 281-587-1540. 281-587-1540. Right here on the Cutting Edge. We'd love to hear you guys' feedback, man. There's been so much interesting stuff going on right now. Because of COVID, in our personal lives, and just in the public as a whole right now. V, I mean, it's really crazy right now when you see that, lately, one big statement that came out was Popovich from San Antonio. He came out with a strong statement against the governor of Texas, and basically was saying, like, man, it's safer to be. He said it's safer for them to be in the NBA bubble that they got, because they're doing the bubble thing over in Orlando right now to get ready to start the season at the end of this month. They've already started practicing and stuff like that. And he came out and, like, I was like, man, shots fired, like, like, whoa, he was saying that it's safer over there than it is to be at home. Like, whoa, that was a crazy crazy, statement to make, in my opinion. I mean, what do you think about that? Like, what he had to say regarding that?
It's actually interesting because I actually, for the most part, I agree with it. Because in the bubble they have so many restrictions,
right?
So many things that you can and cannot do, and if you leave that bubble and try to come back into that bubble, well, you have to.
You still got to quarantine.
You got to quarantine. You have to wear masks. They have a hotline for like other players. Like if you see someone doing something they're supposed to do, you can snitch on them.
Right.
They have so many things set in place where if there's a violation, okay, there's this checks and balance system for it.
Yeah.
But out here, I mean, especially in Texas, I mean, it's been one of the worst states that have gone about it. It's been this real non-committal thing. Like, yeah, we're gonna quarantine a little bit. We're gonna do this a little bit. We're not gonna enforce you to do these things, but it'd be nice if you did do these things.
Right.
And it's just all over the place.
Right.
And it's like, well, if you have people walking around with this mindset where it's like, you know what, I don't need to wear a mask, I'm good, or I don't think this is that serious. Where nothing's really being enforced, where you're going to have this thing where you're going to have these outbreaks, then you want to open things back up when, first of all, there's no cure, or there's really no way to regulate anything, so when you open things back up like that, you're really dealing with, what we have right now, these huge outbreaks of cases, which is very unfortunate for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. You're absolutely right. He's doing all this stuff, man. He came out and called the leader, one of the state leaders of the state of Texas, cowards. Like that was bold. He making bold statement against, towards the leaders here. And I agree with you. I think there's a lot of stuff happening, which is crazy to me. Like, it sends so many mixed messages as they've been doing the whole time, saying that, you got to wear a mask and, lowering the requirements or the limitations on what restaurants can do, shutting down the bars again because there were these spikes. But then you're saying all the schools must open. Yeah. Like, I just don't understand the messaging, and the message is just not consistent across the board. Like, y'all wear masks, but we're gonna still open up everything, and we're still gonna get back to our normal way of life. But now the normal way of life will be wearing masks.
As someone who teaches high school, I teach high school algebra. So as someone who teaches high school, it's like, and you're telling me I have to go, I wouldn't go back. I wouldn't feel. It's not even just for me. It's for the kids, and like I think about other staff, older staff.
Right.
I mean, I know I'm a younger teacher.
Right.
Like, we have people who are older, who already have, they're not in the best health. They have pre-existing conditions.
Right.
And I wouldn't. And sometimes they come in. They seem sick. They come into work sick.
Yeah.
And so you're exposing a lot of people to something that could be prevented.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, online. I don't see anything wrong with online, at least for the time being. We were doing online classes. We could Skype with our students, video chat with our students if they needed help, stuff like that. So forcing us to go back into the school in this environment, it's really like just a cesspool. Like, everyone, we're just all in here, and it's like, well, good luck. And I don't get that at all.
It's throwing you out to the wolves again.
Yeah, it's like they're like, just like, maybe if there was some type of NBA bubble type thing, but like students and staff, we still get to go home. Like, it's not like we're all here, we're stuck here, and we're just here all the time. We're here, but then we go and we also live our lives. We interact with other people.
Right.
So say someone gets infected, then bring it in.
Yeah, tell them what you're bringing back to the fold. Yeah, but clearly, clearly they feel like there's not enough data to support the fact that, because they believe that kids are spread it at a lower rate, a lesser rate. To me, it don't matter. They can still spread it. That's all that matters, right? Like, I don't care what the rate is. If it's still, spreadable from one child to another, like you talked about, the teachers, the administrative staff, all these people interacting with one another, and then, like you said, going home, and then being a part of their day-to-day lives, their social lives. Not to knock you or any other young folk, but let's say it was another young teacher and they out hanging out the night before, they're at the local venue or restaurant or whatever, right, around people that got it, then they go to work, then what? You know what I mean? So It's totally crazy. Some of the stuff that they're doing right now.
I had that happen to a lot of like a few of my friends.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even my younger brother had. I mean, he's COVID. Like he doesn't have the symptoms and stuff anymore.
Mm.
But like he was going out hanging out with his friends, doing things like trying to tell them like, man, you gotta stay home.
Right.
You guys. I mean, like, but there's no way to regulate people outside of where they work.
Right.
Like people are going to live their lives. If they feel like they can live their lives, they're going to do that.
Right.
And people are out here living their lives and they're catching it. And if you think, especially kids, like especially high school students don't listen to anybody. who you like? You telling them not to do something's gonna make them want to do it even more.
Right.
They're out here doing whatever they want to do, living their life, and if they catch it, bring it into the school, and then by the time you find out someone has it, it's already too late. They've already spread it.
Okay, staying on these kids though, like you're hearing these things about these kids out here having these COVID parties. Now, you're a little on the older side of young right now, right? But have you heard people like maybe people in your family doing stuff like that?
No one in my I've heard of it, but no one in my family. Like I don't think like here's the thing, like, and I don't know, maybe I don't know if it's a black thing, but like that sounds a bit reckless. And I don't know anyone, at least out of my family, who's doing that. Mm-hmm. But like I heard, like because I've seen it on social media,
right?
Like with like kids posting like or like going live at these COVID parties, and I'm like, what are you doing? And what's crazy is because like one of the videos I saw was actually like a former student of mine.
Wow.
In the video, and I was like, how did you end up in this situation where you're like, yo, someone oh, it's not that serious, oh, it's a hoax, or it's this, or it's that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then like what's crazy is 2 weeks later they found out they had COVID.
Yeah.
That's what was. I was like, so I don't understand what you were trying to do out here.
Yeah.
What's the point you were trying to prove?
Yeah. Not only that, there have been reports of some people who had it died. Yeah. One person died and then infected so many other people as well. Like it was crazy. To see that and to think that these kids just out here just hanging out, just thinking, just taking it, everything. A lot of people taking this for a joke, and like I said before, a lot of us a lot of times don't learn to appreciate something until it impacts you or until it really impacts somebody close to you. Once it does that, then it's like, oh, well, I'm gonna make changes. Well, it's too late now. You done already got it, passed it on, and the whole thing.
Lack of respect for it. It's like it just like you said, it's not until like it comes knocking on your front door when you don't like. It's not like to a lot of people. It's not real to them because it hasn't affected them. It hasn't impacted like whether it exists or not. It's one of those things where it's like because it hasn't affected me or my loved ones. I don't really think about it much. I don't have to think about it much.
Right.
But it's like, when my little brother got it, I was like, oh no. But we were already kind of serious. Like my mom is like real, like anytime anything happens, it's a hurricane. If she even hears someone talk about a hurricane, she's like, first of all, she's stockpiled. We got water, we got canned goods. We got everything. She's always ready to go. So when this first broke out in China, she was preparing when it was just in China. She was like, oh no. She was so.
Oh really? Wow.
We've been on it. So like my mom, that's how my mom is. And then like
your mom should have been the president.
Yeah, my mom was on top.
She should have been the president.
I remember thinking at the time, like, Mom, I need to chill out. Like it's not that serious. Like, but I'm glad she was like that because like she kept us. The only like my little brother, he just run off and doing his thing.
Yeah.
Then he found out he got sick, and I was like, I was telling him like, I think you need to get tested. Because it just the climate.
Just kind of see,
like just to test.
Yeah, and you should. I think a lot of us, I know when it first came out, I know I was a little hesitant about like just going to get tested. It almost kind of brought you to that point of not at the same level, but when the AIDS pandemic was when the AIDS had come out and everybody's like you were kind of scared like man I don't want to get tested because just some of that was kind of still. But I was like, I had to overcome that. I said, you know what, man, let's just go. You just need to know. Like, it's not, even though I felt fine and, and all of that, I was just like, man, I'm just going to, as a precaution, just go do it because you're around the people, whatever. Like, you don't want to impact nobody else. So I did, came back negative and all that. So, thank God for that. But I think you're right. Like, it is important when you're doing these things to, to get tested and stuff like that. Man, I thought you said something interesting when you was talking about your mom, and I mentioned that your mom should be the president. Speaking of the administration, Recently I think it was like 2 days ago, where they put out a notice to the hospitals and stuff that they didn't want the hospitals to report the information regarding COVID to the CDC. They wanted them to bypass the CDC and bring it to the White House. And then there was this press conference that he had 2 days ago in the Rose Garden, which just really was just listening to some of the clips of it. I didn't watch it live, but some of the clips of it, it was just kind of like, man. So I'm wondering, for those who are in, like, at some point, I'm wondering if those people who support him, support the administration at any point, when do you really start to, like, man, come on, like, I feel like there has to be some sort of aha moment. Maybe I'm crazy, and I'm not saying that everything the guy says, this is not about policy, it's not about anything else, but at some point you gotta kind of like wonder, like, and think about, like, this is the leader of our country. Like, I'm when I say that, I'm not trying to be like I'm against Donald Trump, because that's not even what's important here right now. What I'm saying is I'm against, what bothers me is the intellectual or lack of intelligence sometimes that comes across, that exudes from things that the leader of the United States says. And when you're on television and you have such a platform where people all over the world are listening and hanging to your every word, and you come out and say some of the things that you say or conduct yourself in a way that you do, if I'm a supporter of that, like, I just feel like at some point I got to be real and be like, man, we can't. This can't be us.
Yeah.
This can't be us, man. That's why I applaud, like, people like Mitt Romney. Now that it's coming out, I know he's kind of totally against him and stuff, but just to be like, he being real, like, he not. To me, it's like, it's some people that is going to follow this man to the grave if that's where they're headed. And I just have a problem with that. I don't, I'm, even though I might follow a particular message, content, leader, what have you, I'm still going to be able to think for myself, have my own morals about life or my beliefs or just things, in general. And I just wonder, y'all got, am I tripping? Like, am I wrong for what I'm saying?
I'm not tripping at all. The thing is, when this whole pandemic started, the way he treated it, and I'm not even talking about from a political standpoint, it's just like the way he treated it personally, like he made it seem like it wasn't a big deal. Mm-hmm. And he made it, he downplayed it so much. And it's like, well, of course you have people, like you said, they hang on your every word.
Right.
Like, so if you would have came out with the mindset, we're gonna take this head on.
Right.
We're gonna do this, we're gonna do this to prevent this, trying to slow this down. People, his supporters would have been, they would support him because they're his supporters.
Right.
They would have supported him regardless,
Absolutely.
no matter what. But when he treated it this way, it gave them the energy, like, you know what? It's not a big deal.
Right.
Why should I care? If he doesn't care, I don't need to care.
Exactly.
But if he would have treated it differently, then I think the outbreak in which we had it here, like the sort of arrogance we kind of showed as a country, unfortunately,
oh my goodness,
it was like, I think a lot of this could have been prevented.
Don't get me started on that, man. Don't get me started on how we as Americans. Matter of fact, we'll talk about that a little bit. We're gonna take a quick break, guys. Hey, you listening to The Cutting Edge. I'm your host, Al Roundtree, right here on Edge Radio. Y'all feel free to give us a shout. We'd love to top it up with you. I don't care what side of the fence you sit on. 281-587-1540. That's 281-587-1540. I want to thank everybody who out there checking us out on our live stream and Facebook, Instagram, all those different places that we're streaming on. Not Instagram, but anyway, YouTube. Y'all feel free to give us a call. We'll be right back in a few ticks.
Edge Radio Network, where we have conscious conversation.
Edge is about love, relationships, and healing.
Edge Radio is for everyone and about everyone.
Edge is about working together.
Edge Radio is about recreating a beautiful body.
Edge is about community, synergy, and empowerment.
Edge is about being kind, compassionate, and loving to all.
And Edge Radio is about beauty and fashion.
各位观众 ，Edge Radio 是大家最好听的一个电台，不要忘记听哦。Yeah, I love Radio. You can hear all about the topic and join us soon.
Edge is about being on the edge and not jumping. Yes.
When people stop talking to each other, society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters. Been feeling a little edgy lately? Listen to Edge Radio. That'll push you over the top. 1540 AM and 101.7 FM.
We work our whole lives to support our families. With one accident or illness, it can all be gone in an instant. Now there's a smart, affordable way to protect your family. Go to findhealthbenefits.com and discover low-cost life insurance for as little as $2 per month. Add to that a tax-deferred annuity that can help you protect your assets and grow your money for retirement. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. A critical illness strike without warning and wipe out your life savings. In fact, it's the reason for bankruptcy. Find Health Benefits offers an affordable solution. Get up to $50,000 if you get cancer, stroke, or a heart attack, giving you the peace of mind to focus on getting better while the plan helps you to pay your bills and medical expenses. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. 66% of seniors spend more time shopping for cable TV than Medicare plans. Most say because it's just too confusing. Laws change every year. The wrong plan could cost you thousands and prevent you from seeing the doctors you want. Introducing FindHealthBenefits.com. Save time, save money, see specialists without referrals. Go to FindHealthBenefits.com or call 877-235-6094 for this informative brochure.
Society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters.
We work our whole lives to support our families. With one accident or illness, it can all be gone in an instant. Now there's a smart, affordable way to protect your family. Go to findhealthbenefits.com and discover low-cost life insurance for as little as $2 per month. Add to that a tax-deferred annuity that can help you protect your assets and grow your money for retirement. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. A critical illness strike without warning and wipe out your life savings. In fact, it's the
who have physically strenuous jobs that support critical infrastructure, such as truck drivers who continue to ensure that America's healthcare and food supplies get to where they are needed during the COVID-19 pandemic. This information was brought to you by Arango Chiropractic
Hey, listeners,
Clinic
in my opinion... Wait.
Hey, welcome back. I want to thank everybody out there in Facebook land. You listening to the Cutting Edge right here on Edge Radio, 1540 AM, 101.7 on the FM dial. Thank y'all for checking us out. You can check us out on the website at edgeradionetwork.com or streaming on Facebook and YouTube right now. And for our Smart CEO Thursdays, our contributor has joined us. Miss Kyra Hardwick is in the building.
Hey,
What's going on? Kyra, you done missed some heated conversation.
Catch me up.
Listen, me and V was in here talking about the DMV, that whole experience.
What's going on?
Like, so the question was like, why is it that when you go to a public office like the DMV or I don't know, sometimes the post office, why is it that why does that have to be the worst experience experience ever. Why? It's like it's part of, it's mandatory. Like you go there, that's gotta be the situation.
Because you have to take a number. You have to take a number.
So you saying anywhere you take a number?
Anywhere the meat counter, anywhere you take a number, you're already destined to be just a number. But I will tell you, the last time I went to the DMV, I actually had a really good experience.
You did?
I did, and I got what I needed, and I got some information immediately, and I was able to get out of there. So I haven't always had the worst experiences. It is treacherous, though. Especially when you're like in line before they open.
See, that's what we
that part. Now that's treacherous.
See, no, because I was telling everybody today how I went there early. Appointment was at 8 a.m.
You go because you just had a birthday?
No, it wasn't nothing to do with the Juicy Jerk birthday. But it was, I went because I had to get a new certification. I was happy that I got my little motorcycle license, accomplishment, what have you. I want to get it on my license. So, they set an appointment like 5-6 weeks out in advance because they're only doing appointments only.
Right.
And to get there, there's a line that's snaking around the building.
Yeah, we're in a COVID crisis, correct?
Yeah, I get it. Which is totally
socially aligned with what's.
So I totally understand that, and I'm all for that. Right, no problem. So they're checking your temperature. They're snaking you around the building. You got to take your temperature. I'm out here baking right now, and you want to put this on my head right now?
Not turn me around. I need 10 minutes in the AC to calm down.
But anyway, I do it. I'm there for 2 hours.
Nice.
2.5 hours.
Did you make friends?
No.
Why not?
Because at that point, you hot. Listen, I'm not trying to be social at that point. I don't want to talk to anybody. Yes, exactly.
There were so many people around you.
That does not apply.
You could
right then. I'm telling you, it does not
all
apply.
ages.
You do not want to talk to me when I've been waiting 2.5 hours.
You don't.
Right? Like you don't.
You're right. I wouldn't want to talk to you.
Then to get to the counter to tell me that I need another information.
Did you have it with you?
No. So all these people that talk to me on my journey and getting it, checking my temperature.
Because they're good about asking you questions along the way.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, what are you here for?
Right.
Oh, you got this, you got that. But never once did anybody say, oh, you're going to need your birth certificate in addition to everything. Y'all couldn't tell me this at 7 o'clock in the morning when I first
was it not a part of the appointment setup automatic email confirmation? Let's start there.
Right, exactly.
That's a process issue, Al.
But they do have a process.
See, it's a process. We saw that.
Process fee. I see how you work that in. I see how you do.
Issue.
I see you. Mm-hmm. And that you're absolutely right, because when you settled the appointment, the thing that I was going for wasn't necessarily listed as an option. So like you had to do like kind of like a other deal, like you can fall in the other category.
Yes.
And so that so that was that, like, you know what I mean? So it's like, oh man, it was the worst. So anyway, that's where we were. We were talking about, our experiences at the DMV, and V over here riding dirty on purpose. So
my goodness.
He talked about how he refuses to go.
Don't refuse. I feel like refusing to go will send you to other offices.
He's like, I'm not going. I'm not going till God tells me, hey man.
He has a way.
Yes, absolutely.
He has a way.
Enough is enough. And we were just talking about how COVID caused all these changes. Then we started talking about how a lot of the handling currently of it, as we talked about in previous shows and stuff like that. But right now, we were just talking about, right before the break, we were talking about how, just the U.S., being an American, and I'm not going to take one group over another.
Okay.
This is about being an American right now, how Americans sometimes just feel entitled because you're an American.
Yeah.
And that's why our management of this COVID thing seems to be the worst on the planet. So V was talking about how, well, I know once that he was alluding to was how right now Texas, California, and Florida represent 1/5 of the world's population of COVID cases.
Hot beds.
Like, are you serious
Like
right now?
cesspools of COVID.
Like,
just nasty.
You know, and so we talked.
Okay, well, and we talked about why, right? Y'all broke that down?
No, we hadn't got there, so we was just ending the break, like we were just getting there. Because I'm saying what got us there. What got us there was talking about the administration, and I wasn't trying to talk about whether I agree with the policies or anything like that.
Gotcha.
It was just coming from a perspective of if I have a leader that I'm following, do I still stand on my own morals, my own interests, my own beliefs, my own standards, if you will, or do I follow this leader to my grave almost? You know what I mean? So it's kind of like.
So can I answer the question?
Please, because here's the deal. Because I'm gonna tell you what I was referring to.
Okay.
The administrator.
Pretty much.
So the president, he had a big press conference in the Rose Garden a couple of days ago. Then also the administration has come out and now has said that they wanted the healthcare industry to send all information regarding COVID to the White House as opposed to the CDC. Which makes no sense. But anyway, because they want to do things their way, what have you, that's what they wanted to happen. And I was just saying, like, man, I just feel like at some point, even if you are a follower or of this leader, like, at some point, there has to be something a wake-up call morally of your standard expectations of what the president of the United States is supposed to be. And I'm not saying, and again, this is not about policy. This is not about anything.
We're talking about being a human, having a human experience, and happen to be an American, right?
Yes.
My perspective as an individual, regardless of who is leading you, and this goes all the way down to my children, you have enough intellect and intel and experience to make your own decisions about some things, period. And I think that you own the responsibility. If God gives us the responsibility of being decision makers, I don't think there's a leader on this planet that can withdraw my authority in that space. So I feel like we give it up in some instances. We yield it as an excuse. I think there are a lot of people that don't take time to research, that will take whatever's tossed in their direction. A lot of us do, because there's a lot coming at us. We just kind of take and process what's hitting us, what sticks, what's loud. But Al, I am such a big proponent of knowing what your core values are above all, that when you go vote, when you make a decision, when you decide, we're making decisions, and I don't remember the stat right now, but we make decisions at such a rapid pace as humans every day. Little decisions that sometimes impact big outcomes.
Absolutely.
You can't turn off your intelligence. And I talk about this when I'm talking about, women. Don't turn your intelligence off for anybody. Leaders, don't turn your intelligence off. Children, don't turn your intelligence off. You're smart people. With what you came with, your standard package, your standard installation of brilliance is enough for you to be able to make some good decisions. And no, I'm not following anybody into a grave. No, if we all jumping, I want to know the length, distance, what is at the bottom, verified. You see what I'm saying?
You just gonna do what now?
So y'all all jumping.
Wait, hold on now. Now, that's not necessarily true. I'm gonna give you an instance.
Bring it.
I'm gonna give you an instance where I'm gonna
disrupt my flow.
So you gonna tell me
what?
You out somewhere.
What?
Everybody running.
Okay, Al, whatever. I'm like, wait for me.
Yeah, absolutely. You gonna be like, wait, hold on. Well, now, why we running?
I'm jogging with the group. I mean, this is gonna be a
we're gonna talk about it later. We're gonna talk about it later.
Thanks for saving my life. No, I'm with you. No, definitely. Okay, you got me on that.
Okay.
But I think so we turn this thing off, and don't turn it off. We don't turn it off. And I think that's the big thing I can say is,
I oftentimes I find myself saying that, there's so many examples of people needing something to follow and or be a part of. And
naturally, though, like if you talk to a psychologist or something, they're going to say, my psychologist said the same thing. She said, Kyra, you will align with the natural flow of energy. Two people will come together to energetically align, right? We're talking about relationships. She's like, no matter where you are, someone's going to rise, someone's going to reduce, so that there's a leveling and that there's a meet. And that's a natural flow, right? That's a natural thing that happens. So if you think that's the case for two people in a very small pod, it's the case for us. There's a natural level of rise. So we will find ourselves rallying around an idea. We may not agree with every part of the idea or everything related to the idea, but the idea itself, like we're locked in on Black Lives Matter. There may be elements, there may be something going on in Black Lives Matter, back office, so to speak, we might not align with.
Right.
But we align with the idea of it, and we align with the meaning and the purpose and the intention behind the movement. And so we don't know everything, right? Just like we align around the shoes we like, the stores we like, right? We get in connection with those. And so you might have your homegirls, and we all shop at the same store, do the same thing or whatever, your favorite restaurant. We don't know what their management issues are. But the minute we find out, let me find out, it's some shady stuff going on back there, and you're not treating your people right. As soon as we know, what are we doing? Mobilizing our dollars and telling our people, don't go over there, they don't treat you right. So we mobilize around the idea. So yes, I think there's a natural kind of, I heard somebody call it herd mentality. I feel like that's a tad bit offensive, but I think it's more of just our natural desire to find synergy amongst people that we're like. Okay. Right? It's amongst who we're like. So I think that happens. You have people that stand out.
So I mean I get that, but then still. So okay, so let's talk to the CEOs.
All right.
So you as a leader of this entity, idea, whatever, concept, what have you, what responsibility do they have for those followers? Like, see, I would feel like
you're about to triple layer me.
Oh, I'm absolutely
okay. Come on with it.
Yeah, because I just feel like you as let's just stay in the political world as it is, because we were talking about this earlier. But you as the president of a country, especially when you talk about the United States, to me that comes with a level of responsibility. I'm not going to really go there, but what I want to say is, that comes with a level of, I'm going to say, class,
expectation, authority.
Expectations. I mean, just representation, if you will. Not even so much from a policy standpoint or anything else, but I'm saying just how you represent us from the way you speak, because we were talking about earlier how when you're speaking, your followers and people around the world are hanging on your every word. So you're representing so much.
You hit so much with that. Like you really, that was thick. So layer one I heard, which was the vision. The leader is responsible for casting the vision for the organization, right? So what's the responsibility? You're supposed to validate, cast, or clarify, cast the vision, and then show us what the mission is and how we get there, right? So vision, mission, core values, you should establish those as a leader. And that's a leader at whatever level. And then there's this conversation about being the responsible party, right? Being the responsible individual leading this group, right? So when you own that role, you have to know it's bigger than you. And what we may be experiencing
look like Gally yourself.
It's the inability to identify this is bigger than you.
Right.
Whatever. Not making an excuse for ignorance. But it's bigger than you. And if you're going to be in position of leadership, and you want to call it leader of the free world, as we say, right? You own the obligation of fair and equitable dialogue, responsible communication, non-impulsive and restricted and very briefed communication. You are responsible for doing that. You have advisors that are required to advise you, and it is to your best and our best interest that you take the counsel. You walk with a squad of counsel. But
that's what. But that's when you accept the fact that, like you said, you started out that it's bigger than you.
It's bigger than you, and so I'm going to invert this conversation to leaders. And as leaders, we walk with a squad of counsel too. So when I say that, I mean like we have people that hold us accountable, external of our organization. If you don't, you need to get your center of influence in line so they can actually help guide and keep you focused. And not only do they bring business to you, they also help guide you. And so when you start to think about people that are in your sphere of influence, that's your counsel. And we know that should be, one of my colleagues calls it your dang, what's she call it? Your something quad. But my point is, she's like, that needs to be your attorney, needs to be your tax person, needs to be your personal advisor. Right. And then I think the fourth one is, I don't remember. But my point is, you need to have your probably your consultant, right? You need to have the people around you that are guiding you through the process. That's your responsibility. You need to gird up with the right kind of support. If you are let's talk individual, as a friend, as a human having a human experience, you can't do this thing alone. Right. This journey is not solo. And so you need people on your team that will pull your chain, hold you accountable, give you information, help you see things differently, ask different questions. You know, if I want an objective view, if I call you and say, Al, this is my thought, what do you think? You're going to give me your perspective based on your worldview, right? Absolutely. Same thing for me. And so I think we need to have enough value add people around us. It's the model's the same. It's just the level and how much you get paid and what the obligation and how much, hell you can cause. That really does change the impact. But the model's the same. You have to have a crew. When I went through one of the most incredibly difficult times in my life, when I lost my job and I walked into entrepreneurship, it was 9 months. I had 5 women around me. Each one of them had their own role organically assigned, and they took their role. But that 5, if they weren't on my side, if I didn't have them, I know for a fact I would have sunk, and I would have gone to the sunken place. I was like a ping pong ball. I talked about that in I would have gone there. No, for real. You may not be able to imagine me there, but imagine walking out of corporate America thinking that you had arrived at such a level of delivery, and then they decide they want to do it without you, and you know it's a whole nother game behind that. Right. But then you're alone with your thoughts, and you go from, I thought I was good enough, maybe I'm not good enough. I thought I was good enough. Oh, I am good enough. Oh, like it was every 45 minutes it was a switch up. You know, you kind of just in this thing, and it got better. But 9 months of that was tough. And so when you think about that and you really reflect on how important your peers are around you, people that can counsel you, people that are smarter than you. If I didn't have those folks around me, during that time, I know for a fact I wouldn't have emerged. Well, let me say this. I don't know that I would have emerged as an entrepreneur. I got you. Okay. I don't know that. I was filling out job applications. Like, the stack is this thick. I have it. I promise you it's gonna be archived and molded and placed in some type of, display box. Cause that was rough. How many different ways I got told no. And, God was like, girl, I have an assignment for you bigger than this. Let's do it. And so then I understood it was bigger than me. But if you don't go through the process of feeling the journey, you don't realize that it's bigger than you. Because I know for a fact I couldn't have done any of this by myself. And I still can't. My squad is deep on purpose. Okay, I went somewhere. No, that's cool. How about you? Do you have a squad? You have a team of advisors? Yeah, I do. I know you do. Did you want to elaborate on them at all? Well, there's... I'm an attorney. You don't have to name them by name. Right. I have an attorney. Yes. I have people who from I like a tech guy. Yeah. That is a part of my team as well. Yes. Then there's who else? A business consultant, like another guy who's doing a lot of investing and that kind of thing, and then of course, not last but not least, there's you. Right. I'm an influencer. Right. Get my numbers up. Get your numbers up. You are crazy. But no, you're absolutely right. Yeah. Having a team, having the right foundation and support around you is truly, truly important. And I want to go back to something you said about, which is really hot. And I love how we kind of take some of the hot button issues and change it and relate it to being a smart CEO. Yes. So in being a smart CEO and being in this thing that you just mentioned, so this thing that Will Smith and Jada are in, entanglement.
Yeah, so I mean, how do so
This is the ultimate setup question.
Absolutely.
Oh,
absolutely.
God. Okay.
Absolutely.
I'm ready.
Right. So you know it's coming. I mean, you know, you might as well get ready for it. So, you know, if you were in that situation as a smart CEO, do you think they handled or managed that from a business perspective the right way?
Great way to put me in on this question. Okay, from a business perspective.
So I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
Great view. Okay, so I'm gonna say, as a packaged brand, what they've done, they're gonna have to maintain. Which means, you know, the way that they've come together and rallied around the entanglement circumstance, they're going to have to maintain. So
now there's an entanglement circumstance.
Well, it's how they packaged, they branded this situation. They called it. It's now an entanglement, and it's now understood that they've had time to process it as a couple, and they packaged it. So my thought is, as a brand manager for that brand, that they're going to have to maintain this, keep the same energy until it is long gone and past.
What energy?
The energy of we're together on it. We understand it happened in the past. It was a thing. We understand our vulnerabilities. We're growing from it. We understand it. Like that part.
So you saying they should be like, old girl on girls trip when, you know, the dude was cheating on and try to use it, right? No?
I don't know if I can really bring all that together to make that fit.
So really what you telling me, you haven't seen the movie?
I love Girls Trip. Are you kidding? I completely understand what you're saying, but I don't know that I can pull that one together smooth, like, because those were two very different situations.
Yes, it was. I mean, yes and no, but yes and no, but yes, right?
They were, I mean, they were entangled themselves in different ways. But when you, because it's hard for me to answer that as a smart CEO. I'm a whole woman here. I'm like, when you open the door for the...
Yeah, absolutely.
So, all right, everybody, it's been a great, show. Thanks so much for joining us today. We're so excited.
Well, tell us, we're gonna revisit this because we gotta come back to this later.
I don't know how to do it in a clean way.
Listen,
you're like challenging me to do
absolutely. I love it. To have you in a space where you are, humbling, absolutely.
Because I've officially answered this question inside my circle, and I need to make sure I maintain my answer as consistent as possible because I do mean what I said.
You said what you said.
I said what I said.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, listen, so what's happening today on the Smart CEO?
We are talking to the Dr. Sterling Carter of Sterling Physical Therapy and Wellness. He's going to be talking about the Carter Brothers brand. They're going to be talking about the Fort Bend Entrepreneur Initiative.
Okay.
Ding, ding, ding.
You found out the name of it.
Whatever. It's in full throttle, guys. So if you need to go on the website, log in, and we are still, I think, accepting new businesses. So it's Fort Bend Entrepreneur Initiative. So go on the website and register. Lots of resources, and it is at no immediate cost to you. It is funded by the CARES Act. Fort Bend County is the fiduciary for that.
Sweet.
So huge.
Okay.
So join us for that.
So what time?
6 p.m. We are an hour early tonight.
All right. 6
p.m. Smart CEOs. The Smart Talk will be live in the Smart CEO community. If you're not a member, click the link on my Facebook page and join us.
There it is.
We love to have you. Thank you, Al.
Absolutely.
Such a gracious plug.
Absolutely. Hey, y'all, that's what it is. It's been our Smart CEO Thursday, and I get it caught up every time I was on supposed to. I'm your host, Al Roundtree, sitting here with the lovely Miss Kyra Hardwick, and we're going to be back here next week. You know what it is. Checking out The Cutting Edge. I'm your host, Al Roundtree. We'll talk to y'all later. All right, peace. Have a good weekend.
Hey, listeners, in my opinion...
Wait. Your opinion doesn't matter. This is where opinions collide on the Edge Radio Network, where we have discussions about politics, culture, philosophy,